everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Melody. I'm your host, and we are here with Brittney Urich.
Hi.
Yay. So excited to have you here. We're going to be doing some UX design using Adobe XD, and I'm really excited to be here with you. I'm excited to see what you're going to be working on.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm
It'll
excited.
It'll be
good.
really cool. Yay. And a big hello to everyone joining us in the chat. Hello, Saru, Noor, Kevin, Ariana, Lena, Snehal, Suyag. It's so awesome to see all of you in the chat. Let us know where you're all watching from. And yeah, hi Ariana, yay. So exciting to have you here. And if you were tuning in to the stream right before this, Andrea Hawk was kicking off the new XD Daily Creative Challenge, which, yes, there is a brand new challenge starting tomorrow. Well, kind of today. Today was a welcome day, but tomorrow will be challenge number 1. So if you haven't signed up, I can show you really quickly how to get started. I highly recommend doing the challenge. It's great if you're beginning with UX design or Adobe XD. It's great to kind of get started and learn a few tips and tricks. And yay, we have people from Argentina, from Poland, Belgium, India.
Yeah,
That's so amazing.
Italy, hi.
Yay. Washington, D.C., thank you for joining us here. We are in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yay, from Norway,
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay, and then also for everyone in the chat, we are doing a chat and win giveaway in about 30 minutes. So all you have to do is just be active in the chat. If you have any design questions, feel free to ask us. Mm-hmm. And you can win 100 free stickers from Sticker Mule, which is a super exciting prize. So get ready for that. And yeah, so you just have to be active, and then we're gonna randomly choose one person to win, and that'll be a little bit later on. And then towards the end of our stream, in about an hour and a half, we're going to be doing portfolio reviews. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited. If you have any UI UX projects on your Behance portfolio and you want some feedback, even if you're a beginner, you should still submit your portfolio, and you can do that on behance.net/live. If you're chatting, it's right above the chat, and I think it says portfolio submission. So you can click on that and then submit your portfolio, and we will be selecting 2 to review. Yay. And then if we can switch to my screen really quickly, I can show you how to sign up for the Daily Creative Challenge, which officially starts tomorrow with day 1. So if you head over to behance.net/challenge/xd, you can click on this blue button, which I will click on, and I just registered. So yeah, that's all you have to do, and you'll get notified. And then you can join our Discord channel to chat with everyone and get some feedback. And then the challenges will start tomorrow, and there will be 9 in total. So right now they're all locked. But if you don't have XD, you can download it for free right here, and then join our Discord, which I can show you really quickly. This is our Discord channel for Adobe XD, and we have almost 8,000 people, which was really exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's
good community.
Yeah, great community. Everyone's super nice and friendly, and they give you feedback on your designs. So for the XD Daily Creative Challenge, people have been submitting what they've been working on, and it's been really awesome to see. And we have some great mentors and some Adobe people and awesome community giving feedback and everything, and it's a really fun time. So I hope you all join. Maybe we can show the Discord link, perhaps. Yay, thanks,
there we go.
Yay. So if you head over to bit.ly/XD Discord and make sure it's a capital X and a capital D, you can join our Discord channel, and I'm excited to see you all in there. And yes, that is everything that I have to say. So I can turn it over to you, Brittney. You can introduce yourself.
Oh, hello, everyone. I am Brittney Urich. I am so excited to be here. I see a couple familiar names in the chat. Hi to my brother, who's in Minneapolis,
nice.
and my other brother, who's in Michigan.
Hello.
Excited for everyone to be here. I'm Brittney Urich. I am an experienced designer and content strategist. I'm currently based in Denver, Colorado, working at Ogilvy. We'll go through a couple fun facts about myself, because that's how I like to roll, rather than just a basic intro. So first fun fact about myself, I bleed green and white. I went to Michigan State University for undergrad.
Cool.
I am a third generation Spartan, so
nice.
It's a very big deal in my family. I named my dog after our basketball coach, Tom Izzo. So
oh my God, that's funny.
It's a whole thing.
Yay.
Second, fun fact about myself, my career in design actually started with a degree in professional writing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when I was a
God.
kid, I thought that for sure I was going to be a newspaper writer, editor of some kind living in
Yeah.
New York City, and that was the dream. So I went to Michigan State and I joined the only major that started with the word writing.
Oh, what was the major called?
Professional writing.
Oh, okay.
So that was my only strategy there, but it actually turned out to be one of the best decisions I made because they had us take all sorts of classes in content strategy, information architecture.
Yay.
That's actually where I picked up some of my design
Nice.
background.
That's
So we had to
amazing.
take a lot of classes. One class only focused on InDesign, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, which is
that's
pretty
nice.
fun. And then my junior year of college, one of my friends, Zoe, said to me, I think we should build an app. And I was like,
Ooh.
okay, we've never built
Yeah.
an app before, but I feel like we can do that.
Yeah.
So we just went right for it. Started building the app, actually raised some money, got it built and developed, and then launched it
That's
at Michigan
amazing.
State University. Yeah, so we called it Connector. This is my first run at experience design ever in the whole wide
Nice.
world. So it was fantastic. It was pretty well received by most of Michigan State. We sold it to some colleges and departments.
Nice.
And then we got students to post all of their different events. So we had like the Spartan Ski Club posted all of
Ooh.
their club events there so everyone
That's so
knew how to
fun.
join. Yeah. So
Nice.
that was my first forage into the world of design, and then I decided I should start doing it full time. So now I am living in Colorado, working at Ogilvy, and I'm fortunate enough to be somewhere where they let me use my content strategy background as well as
That's so
experience
nice.
design, so I get to be a little bit of a hybrid there. Which is fantastic. We have 132 offices in 83 countries.
Wow.
We are all over the board, but I work within the specialty XD practice, so we do all sorts of things, brand strategy, SEO, social, but our Denver office is best known for our experience design. And so what that means is we take a really measurable, human-centered approach to experience design, and I'm really excited to bring some of that here. So I'm not like maybe some of the guests that have come on that have all like graphic design background. I'm much more content strategy focused, so we're going to be taking sort of a content-focused approach to design
Yay.
today and see how
I'm
that goes.
excited.
It should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And fun fact 4, obviously, I'm an advocate for integrating content strategy.
Me too.
and
I
UX
love
design.
content strategy. So
Yeah, that's right.
I'm excited to see what you're going to do with content strategy and UX.
Yeah,
it's
isn't
gonna
some of
be
your
fun.
background in content
Yeah,
strategy?
yeah. So my grad program, it was called Communication and Digital Media, but I took a lot of content strategy classes, and that's where I was introduced to it. And it was like UX content strategy, so kind of like a hybrid of both. So for me, whenever I think about UX, then I'm also thinking about content strategy. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see how you
Perfect.
take this.
Yeah, I have been preaching this across the country
Yay.
for probably the last year of my life. This is my 5th speaking engagement this year, and I've got a couple more. If anyone's going to be at Seattle Interactive this fall, come say hi to me.
Oh, I went like not this last year, but I went 2017 and 2016. And I saw in your portfolio that you spoke last year.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm back for year 2
Yay.
because it was so much fun.
Oh, I'm going to try to go this year because it's a
Yeah.
really fun conference.
Oh, it's a ton of fun. They have, I think, 150 different speakers over
lot.
the course of 2 days.
Yeah.
So there's something for absolutely everyone there.
If you're in Seattle, you should definitely check it out.
It looks like we have a question in the chat about what content strategy is, and I am so glad that's a question.
Yay.
So just a quick overview. Content strategy is basically why words matter in design, right? And so it guides the creation, delivery, and governance of how content in the design is actually existing. So it sort of sets the tone for what your brand personality is, what how you would interact with your audience, all sorts of different things, but it also sets the tone for how that content is created and governed and who actually owns it. So when we think about content strategy, when it comes to design, we like to talk about how you can actually use words to convey the same things you would in design, or why words should be included from the get-go.
Exactly. And I think words are so important because they can really turn around a design. Like if you don't think about what words you're using, you can, like users will leave your app and they won't know what to do and be super confused. So yeah, I'm also a big advocate for that as
Yes,
well. Yay.
totally. I like to say that you can design something absolutely beautiful, but I, as your user, can't differentiate between the words on your page and something pretty that you're actually
Yeah.
making. So if your users can't differentiate, neither should you. So I think that's all the fun facts I have. Thanks for the intro, but what are we doing for the next 2 days, says everyone. I like to ask myself questions when I feel that the audience may or may not ask me questions. So that's a great question. Let's hop into what we're doing for the next 2 days. So today we're going to do a little project intro. So what are we designing for the next 2 days? We're going to talk about our problem, what it is, why it matters. We're going to talk about the solution, obviously, right?
Yeah.
How we're going to solve it. And then we're going to talk about some users, because if it's not for anyone, then what's the point of building it?
Exactly.
We're going to go through a little bit of brand expression, like I said, some content-focused brand expression, and then a little bit of visual. And then we're going to do some basic wireframing, just keeping everything in grayscale, black and white, all that jazz. And then tomorrow, we're going to do a little project recap, so what we did yesterday, move over to high fidelity. What in the world does this thing look like in color? And then we're going to talk about design systems, because that is the theme of this week. I love design systems. I love content-focused design systems. So we are going to talk all about that and all of the features.
I can't wait.
And then we're going to actually create some pieces of the design system in here. And then we're going to prototype it, because Adobe XD has a fantastic prototyping feature, and you don't even have to leave the app.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's your quick overview. Let's hop into XD, actually, and talk about what problem we are solving today. So we're gonna hop into prototyping mode, because I hooked all these up ahead of time. So I moved to Denver from Michigan about 2 years ago, and quickly realized that there are tons of apps for avid speakers. But for users that just want to get outside, a list of trail names can be overwhelming, especially when many of those trails don't meet their requirements. So, looks like, yeah, we need to hop off True Tone on here so you guys can actually see what I'm looking at. Hang on 1 second.
Alberto saying, can we have an Adobe Live on how to be awesome at presenting yourself and your work with Be Here? And yeah, I think that would be really cool to see. Maybe Brittney can give us some tips on how to talk about yourself or present yourself, because you have some speaking experience, so that would be kind of cool to learn about.
Yeah, I am more than happy to chat about that as we hop through. I don't know if we want to just sort of do that maybe towards the end.
Yeah,
if you guys have specific questions, shoot them my way. I am more than happy to talk and type and design at the same time.
Hey, cool.
So we're going to be solving, for those of you just tuning in, the problem of apps for people that just want to go outside and don't necessarily want to track their 14ers and how fast they're hiking and all that jazz. Me. We're solving my own problem here. And so the solutions, so over the next 2 days, we're going to be creating an app that recommends hikes for users based on their preferences and feedback. So the more they use it, the better their recommendations become. Yeah, nice. I'm a big advocate of having some user feedback and then actually adjusting things based on that, rather than just like, this is what you get, have fun.
Yeah, I think like when I use Netflix, that's another reason why I love Netflix so much, is because it tailors like shows that you might like based on what you've already liked. And I love like tailored experiences on apps, because it shows that they really care about their users. So I think it's awesome that you're doing that on your app.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things. I actually use AllTrails and I love it, but it doesn't always save all of my features or filters. So I have a dog that I've named after Michigan State University's basketball, Tom Izzo, and so I have to take her every single time I hike. I'm not going to go on a hike and leave her.
Yeah.
So I have to have trails that are dog friendly. So I want to make sure that I can actually find that.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to go maybe for like 10 miles. Maybe we just want to go like 3 to 5 for the day.
Yeah.
So something that knows what I like and tells me what else might be good for me is where we're going. We'll see if we land there. So we have a couple users. So we have a couple different types that I'm thinking about as we're creating this, right? We have Sam, who might be in the concrete jungle in the city, right? I was actually talking to one of my friends about this, who lives in New York. Hi, Kendall, if you're here. And we were talking about, he would love to get outside more and hike, but he doesn't have a car. So how does he find something that's close to public transit?
Yeah.
If you're in San Francisco, I have a friend that lives here, and she wants to be outside and do more things, but it's hard to get outside of the city,
Exactly.
especially if you don't have a car.
Yeah.
So how can we help that sort of user find what they're looking for? We have the Mel, who I was not planning on this, but here we go.
It's me. No, I'm just kidding. It's not me.
Called her up, took a picture. So we have someone that's at the gateway to the outdoors, like maybe me in Denver.
Oh, Kendall is in chat.
Hi, Kendall.
Yay.
So like a me who's at the gateway to the outdoors and loves hiking, but has no idea where to go. One of my first weeks at my new job, well, at my current job, one of my coworkers was like, have you been to this camping site off of 285? And I was like, what is 285? And he was like, you just go up to exit like 286, turn like right onto this dirt road, drive for 10 miles, and then you're there. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I don't even know what highway we're talking about.
Really funny.
So it's like me, right? You don't know where to go. You know that you're like close to everything, but you don't know where all the action is. And then we have like a Ryan who's living in the wilderness basically, and is always looking for new trails to check off their list. And so they're probably going to be happy to share their knowledge and their expertise rather than like just sitting back and letting someone tell them where to go.
Yeah.
So these are all our user friends today. This seems like a legit problem. When can we start developing the app? Oh, you eager designers, you. But first, before we do that, we're actually going to talk about brand personality, right? And we've talked a little bit about this. One of the exercises that we do is this brand personality traits exercise. So you pick 5 to 7 traits that you want to describe your brand, along with a trait or two that you want your brand to avoid. And so this helps us set the bookends. So you might say you want to be clean but not cold, or you want to be bold but not brash. And so this helps us figure out where the sweet spot for your design actually is. So we're gonna do some of that today for this new hiking app. I don't have a name for it yet.
Oh,
so
maybe
if
someone in the chat can give us some
does someone have some
suggestions?
suggestions for this? Because I would be all for it.
Yeah, let us know any hiking app name suggestions in the chat.
Oh, we've got a couple Spartans in the chat, and I'm loving it.
That's awesome. Yay.
We did not name it after Magic Johnson, I'm sorry, but that's all right. Clean but not cold sounds like a rap lyric. If I ever decide to change careers, I will be
you could be a
using.
rapper.
I do not think that's in my future. Not even close, right? But we'll see. So here is our insane list.
That's a lot of words.
It's a lot of words, right? And so what we do is we pick a couple of these that we think best fit that brand personality, right? So I think I've picked a couple ahead of time, but I'm curious to see if anyone in the chat has some suggestions for what they might think. Just to sort of set the tone, I'll let you know that I was going for, let's see, I think I wanted it to not quite be rugged, right? So maybe not, ooh, that's a good suggestion. Hike up.
Hike up. Oh, I like that.
Let's go. I like it. Good suggestions for names. So if anyone has suggestions for some of our brand personality traits, we can certainly touch them. But I think I'm going to go probably adventurous, because I think that feels right? But I don't want to go super rugged, right? Like I think I want to kind of keep this like fun and interesting and see how it goes. Any suggestions? Ooh, hike with a Y. That's not a bad one. All right. Wow.
Oh. Are these the words that
So
you picked?
these are some of the ones that I picked. I think if anyone thinks that they don't fit, we can kind of tweak it and see where we go. So we've got laid back in there. So I've got, what I've picked out is I want to be sort of adventurous, maybe bold, and I'm thinking that's more of like a color thing more than like a, words. Yeah. And then I think it should be friendly, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're supposed to be Mount Hike more. If you're supposed to be something that it's suggesting things for you, then I feel like probably friendly. Right. Yeah. So simple, right? Let's not make this like really intense and insane. I think welcoming probably also fits there. And then I'm not thinking we want to be super brash. I think I was thinking maybe like friendly but not cheeky. That might be my sense of humor, but I don't know that that's what we want in an app. And maybe not conventional and like not super laid back, right? So let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. I got some.
Nice.
So we've got friendly but not cheeky, adventurous but not rugged, simple but not conventional, bold but not brash, and welcoming but not laid back. And I feel like that's the start of a pretty good brand personality. So once we've got those, from a content strategy perspective, we like to do sample language. So like, what might that look or sound like for a person that's onboarding? So maybe it's like, hi, Brittney, let's find the best trails for you. So that seems...
That's welcoming and friendly, I think.
It's welcoming and friendly. It's not super casual, right? But it's pretty good. Hey, adventurous and friendly are on point. Thank you.
Go hike or go home. That's funny.
Your hike friend. Hike with a Y sounds very nice. I agree. I totally agree. Okay, so maybe an error message. So if we wanted to write sort of an error message that's maybe friendly, a little welcoming, maybe it's something like, we've hit a snag. Please forgive us and try again. Something like that. And so then maybe for like an encouragement, it might be, here comes the sun. Get out and hike this weekend. We've found some trails for you, right?
Nice.
Something.
I like that.
Something friendly, something with a little personality, right? And then maybe a push notification is like, maybe it's like, you finished your 5th hike. Keep it up. Something like that, right? I don't know. So, and maybe you could flip that encouragement and the push notification, whatever it is. But this sort of gives us the idea of what we're going to want to talk about and what we're going to want people to sound like as we keep going. So, let's see. I think we should start doing some designing.
Yay.
Right? That's what we're all here for, right? No one really cares about content strategy unless you're like Melody and I over here.
I hope everyone cares about content strategy.
You
Maybe
should.
After this stream, you'll have a bit better appreciation for it. I hope.
Yeah, so my thought is that maybe we'll do some onboarding and sort of show what that looks like, especially if we've already sort of identified, what the brand looks like. Go back to that sort of, we're trying to provide recommendations for people rather than just like, tell them how they should do it. Yeah, so like let's get to know our users, right? Like we're doing this for them, so let's do some onboarding.
Sari was saying maybe it would sound more friendly if she spoke in the first person. I'm thinking a lot about the movie Her.
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, it's a good movie. It's about this guy that like falls in love with like someone like Siri, like an app that like talks to you, but it's Scarlett Johansson as a voice, and she like totally acts like a real person, but it's like an app, like artificial intelligence, so it's not a real person, but he like falls in love with her. But like so she talks in like first person, and it's a good movie. I recommend it if you haven't seen it, but it's also kind of like weird, like I don't know, falling in love with Siri. It sounds a little strange, but
thanks to whoever called out that there was a typo up there. Who was that? Jordan.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yay.
Yeah, okay, so do we want to move this into first person? I was sort of thinking, like, I'm talking, it'd be like a me talking to you, like, I'm trying to get to know Melody, I don't know.
I think I like how you have written it so far, kind of like a conversation.
We'll see. If we need to switch it up, we can switch it up later on, right? Like, that's the beauty. So I'm just going to hit my E for my little ellipsis tool. And we'll just, right now, we're just gonna sort of set up a splash screen. This is a non-existent logo that I have. So we'll drop something in there. I'm thinking everyone was on board with Hike, right?
Hike with a Y?
Yeah, I think so.
I like that name.
I like Hike with a Y. And one of the things that we'll do tomorrow as we do design system creation is sort of set up all of these assets down the sides. So we'll pick some colors, some character styles, some components, and we'll build all those out. But right now, I'm really feeling the font Avenir Next.
Ooh, I like that font.
It's got a lot of options, right? So you can do all sorts of different font weights and a whole bunch of things. But yeah, we'll call it Hike for now with a Y, and we will just leave that there. And then maybe we've got like a little message in here that's like, find the best trails for you, near you. Something like that. All right. And one of the things I've actually noticed as someone that has more of a content background is that a lot of people tend to design with lorem ipsum, and there's all sorts of plugins that exist, and everyone's like, oh yeah, I just throw some things in there and then I'll figure out what the magic is later on. And I actually think it's a lot stronger to come at it with a both content and design perspective. So we're gonna try to sprinkle some of the language in, and we might tweak it, and that's okay. But it's better in my mind to know, what that verbiage might actually look like, especially when it comes to design systems, because you need to know how big or small to make things.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
You need to know how big your component should be. If you need 2 lines of text or 3 lines of text or 28, please don't.
Yeah. Oh god.
But if you need 28 lines of text, then that might be more important. So we'll see.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think writing out, even if you don't know the exact words, even an idea of what you want it to say here could be great, especially if you're working on a team with other people and they might not know what you're planning to write here. And I think it's good, and also it's good to start from the beginning with content and design and then edit it later as you go on.
Totally.
Yeah.
And one of the other things I feel like is I'm working on a project right now that has an experienced writer, and I'm the designer / content strategist on it. And we have another designer, and it's been really, really great to have him, hi Scott, in the background to sort of be that voice for content throughout the whole thing. So to sort of actually keep us on track and make sure that we're thinking about, how content works in the design rather than just making something pretty, because as a designer it's really easy to just want to make the most beautiful thing you can think of. It looks like we've got a question: do you design for larger screens or smaller screens first? Well, today we're going to be doing an app, so I'm just going to keep it to one size. But usually I design for web and then move to mobile, but I'll sketch both together.
Okay.
So before I've even started to put things into this sort of screen, I'll sketch out web and then say, okay, what do we think that module looks like in mobile, right? Because you want to think about what that actually should be and the sizing. I feel like everyone is all mobile first is a big thing right now, but you actually should be thinking about it as you're doing it. So, yeah.
I agree.
It looks like we have 2:25 till chat and win countdown.
Ooh. So if you haven't typed anything in the chat, say hi, let us know where you're watching from, and you'll have a chance to win 100 free stickers from Sticker Mule in 2 minutes. Yay.
Yeah. And it looks like we also, hi Kevin Kelly Kroger, looks like we have a question. It feels really difficult for me as a web developer to find the right words. Yeah, I totally agree. I think right now, everyone is sort of in this hybrid realm, right? Where I'm doing content and design. We have developers that are being asked to write things. We have designers that are being asked to write things. And how do you figure out what the right words for are? I don't know that you find the right words in the first go, right?
Yeah.
Just like rounds and rounds of design, you go through rounds and rounds of copy and content feedback. So I think that what I would do is actually just try to put what we're doing here, right? Just say, okay, we'll start with find the best trails for you, near you. And then from there, you can kind of tweak it, edit it, see what works, but try to figure out how long you expect that content to be. Yeah. And Kendall also said, do you have any writers on your team that you can include in the process? Highly, highly recommend it. If you've got anyone that you can have hop in, then definitely bring them in early and often, not just at the very, very end. Yeah.
We have people from Egypt, Italy, Ireland, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
That's my hometown. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Denver and India. That's amazing.
Yeah.
We have a question. Are there other techniques for content strategy that can help? The list of words is a good idea.
So the list of words is our big branding one. I'm trying to think about necessarily techniques. I think it's a lot of ebb and flow. If you have writers on your team, bring them in as early and often as possible. We have someone that just said design and development are iterative practices. I would say content is as well. So I think the list of words, I think once you sort of know what that brand is, then think about how it talks. So we have up here just some sample language, but I think the more that you can dig into that, the better, right? So what does it sound like in an error message? What does it sound like if someone succeeds?
Yeah.
What does it sound like at any point in the experience? Because that's something that people tend to forget or tend to not think about. So I think the more you can do that, the better. And I always recommend that you align with any content folks that work for you. This could be marketing if you don't have dedicated writers. It could be a whole bunch of other things. So just try to bring everyone in.
Yay. Ooh,
Chat
it's
and win
chat and win time. Yay, I'm excited. So
Yeah.
everyone in the chat, if you haven't said anything, let us know where you're watching from. Maybe a fun fact about you, because Brittney
I
shared
love
some fun
fun
facts.
facts. Yes.
Yay, let us know, and we will be right back with a winner of the chat. Yay. We're back! Yay! Let's see. We have a lot of Michigan fans I see in the chat, which is awesome. Houston, Texas. Mauritius. Yay! Houston. That's amazing. Oh yeah, Emily is mentioning, look up Christina Halverson. She has a really great book, Content Strategy for the Web. I highly recommend it. If you are looking to get into content strategy, I don't know if you have any other book recommendations, maybe you can.
Yeah, I think some of hers are pretty great.
Yeah.
She also hosts, she's the owner of Confab, which is a great content strategy practice up in Minneapolis. And they host a conference every year called Confab Events.
Ooh.
So I know that their website for that has a ton of great resources and a lot of good talks that are available for you to watch and see there.
Cool. Yay, we have a winner, Kevin Kelly Kroger. Congratulations. Yay, you're going to be getting 100 free custom stickers from Sticker Mule. So if you want to design something and turn that into a sticker, this is a great opportunity. You get 100, which is amazing. And if you did not win, you can still get 10 stickers for only $1 if you head over to this link, stickermule.com/AdobeLive19. And yeah, that's still a pretty good deal, 10 stickers for only $1.
Yeah.
You can try it out, see if you like it. But yeah, thank you to everyone in the chat for participating. And a quick reminder, in about an hour, we're going to be doing portfolio reviews. So if you haven't submitted your portfolio yet, you can do that if you're watching this on Behance. Or if not, you can go to behance.net/live, and above the chat will be a portfolio submission tab, and you can submit your portfolio, and we will be reviewing too. And I'm really excited to see your portfolios.
Yeah, should be cool. I'm excited to see what cool XD work you guys have out there.
Me too. Yeah. Have
Awesome.
you been to Confab?
I have not been to Confab. That's one of the ones that's on like my conference bucket list.
Nice. Me too. I really want to go.
Yeah, all of my my old coworkers. So I worked at Michigan State after I graduated.
Yeah.
Clearly, I bleed green. But all of my old coworkers went to it last year and said it was absolutely fantastic.
That's amazing. Oh, I
So
wanna go.
highly recommend pretty much anything that Christina Halverson has
Yeah,
done.
she also has a podcast. I think it's called the Content Strategy Podcast.
I think that's
remember.
I think it's just the Content Strategy podcast.
But check it out. She has some guests that come on and talk about content strategy, and it's really great if you want to learn more about that as well.
If you also just go to contentstrategy.com, that is her company's website, and they have a ton of different blogs on there too. Confab is fun. They give you socks.
Ooh,
Who doesn't want
nice.
socks
Yeah.
at a conference,
I love
right?
free socks.
Man, I'm kind of wishing I'd gone
Yeah.
now. So yeah, good, cool. Well, we'll hop back into our flow here.
Yay.
So we've got our splash screen, and then let's maybe do like a first questions. Like maybe it's like, let's make this for Melody, right? You can answer. You can answer the questions.
I'm definitely not a big outdoor person, so
Oh, that's okay.
I can be the user that maybe doesn't really go on hikes very often, but does enjoy them.
Yeah,
here and there.
you can be our first person
Yeah.
that would get out more, but maybe isn't an avid hiker.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just like to get outside. Yeah, so let's think about this. So maybe for our first screen is answer a few questions to help us get to know you. Something like that, right? And so let's keep that probably at the top the whole time. And then let's also show people how many questions they have to answer, right? Because there's nothing that's worse than when you like doing an onboarding and you're like, can I just...
When does this end?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Can we please just get me out of here?
Yeah.
So let's maybe we'll go 5, and then if we have to cut it down to 4, we'll go 4. Okay, so real quick, one of the things that I love as like a spacing freak is that you can see like all of these are 9 pixels apart from each other, which is fantastic.
You could also do repeat grid if you want to do
Look at that.
5 circles
Down the side.
even faster, but you already did it really fast anyway. But if you want multiple shapes or text, you can.
Yeah, I feel like I use repeat grid a lot if I'm doing like cards or something. So maybe when we get to the home screen, we'll like show how that all works. Yeah, and then maybe we'll add like a little line across those, so it's like some dots you're flowing through. And then we need to fill those back in.
A silent koala is saying the name hike is already known for fashion on Google.
Ooh. Okay, so other names,
But
anyone?
They have a suggestion. Possibly using an acronym for the brand name is good, like GHO for go hike or go hope or go.
Okay.
That could work.
Cool. So we've got our little onboarding up top. We've centered it. So let's see. Question 1 might be, how often do you get outside? I think Mel answered the question there.
So when you ask get outside, do you mean like walking outside of my house
could
to like
be.
go somewhere, like the store? Or
It could be, yeah. Well, so maybe we'll rephrase that, right? How often do you? Maybe it's hike outside or something. Maybe it's
like,
just
how
hike.
often do you hike? Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
We can stick with hike. That's not
I
a
would
bad.
say I don't even remember the last time I went on a hike, which is really embarrassing, but it's okay. I would say like once a year. This is so bad.
Okay, so
Maybe
we're
like
gonna
twice a year. I don't know.
we're gonna do like 3 options here,
Okay.
right? Maybe so maybe it's not
Like
just
0 to 5, or
yeah.
I don't
So
know.
maybe how about yours is just I'd like to get out more,
Yeah, exactly.
something like that, right?
Yeah.
And so then maybe our next one is I hike pretty regularly, right? And then maybe this last one is like our like wilderness like user,
Yeah.
right? So maybe it's like I live in the outdoors.
Ooh, nice.
So just something a little more fun. Remember, we're trying to keep it friendly but not cheeky over here, and welcoming but not super laid back. So I think we're definitely gonna want to make these a little prettier, right? As we think about these. So maybe they're in like a button or something like that.
That'd be fun.
So I'm just gonna hit my R.
We
little
have
button.
some name suggestions: Trail Pale, Trail Blaze, Pathfinder.
I kind of like Trail Pale because it rhymes, and I'm a big fan of rhyming.
Yay! Wander on.
Hike like melody. I like
Yay.
hike like melody. Thank you.
That's funny.
Thank you
Thanks,
for that
Mel.
suggestion.
Hike a little, hike a lot.
I like this.
Yay! Nora's saying I went for a movie after 2 years, so once a year for hiking is great.
Okay,
Nice.
there we go.
And then Ashley says I've never been on a hike. Yay!
Ooh. Okay. See, maybe we're getting people outside.
Yeah,
maybe it's
we're,
not
like,
necessarily
encouraging.
like you don't have to hike, right? Like hiking
if
can
you, like,
be
wanna
like a little
start-
walk through the park, right?
Yeah, I like walking around the city. That's like my hike, is like
Okay.
walking around San Francisco.
Okay.
So, but like actually in the woods. It has been a while for me.
Hey, that's okay. We are in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't know where you'd go here. It looks like we've got a suggestion called Wander On. I like
Ooh, I
that.
like that too.
Thanks, Megan. Up and Out. Thanks, William. All right, maybe we'll like do a little poll of this.
Yeah.
Heiko. Ooh,
Gilmore Industry
Gallup.
Gallup.
gig for short. I'm a big fan of acronyms
Yay.
over here. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this on a rounded corner button just because I feel like it's more fun.
friendly. Yeah.
Right, it's that fun and friendly, and so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what we're talking about when we say like there can be a brand personality. You want both the language and the design to convey what you're going for. Yeah, so let's stick with, we've got one little button. We've got our I hike pretty regularly option.
Okay, Val is saying that she can do a straw poll with some name suggestions.
Yeah, Val, let's do it.
I'll start a list of some names. If you haven't suggested a name, let us know what you would call this hiking app, and then we can have a poll and vote.
Let the people have what they want, right?
Yes.
All right. So we've got our little suggestions here. Spacing them out evenly. Again, repeat grid would be great for this, right? But, okay, so we'll move over to the next one. So one of the things I have noticed as someone that hikes and as a dog mom, right? We're just gonna identify myself as that right now. They're not all trails that are suitable for dogs.
Yeah.
One of my favorite hiking like state parks in Colorado, I actually can't bring my dog to. So it kind of like broke my heart because I was like, oh my gosh, this is where I go all the time. I know all the trails and I love it. So Roxborough State Park, if you can hear me, let's remove that. Yeah, I don't know why anyone from there would be watching. That's right. Like, maybe you guys have an experienced designer in like the Colorado State Parks that's watching this. Let me know if you can remove that ban. That'd be great. Yeah, so I think suitability is like a really, really big thing. And that's one of the other things I've noticed in apps, right? Is like you might have kids. Your kids are, I've seen kids climbing 14ers. Do you know what a 14er is?
No.
Okay.
I've never heard
so
of it.
I didn't know this until I moved to Colorado. But a 14er is a mountain that is over 14,000 feet high.
Wow.
And so we have 13ers and 14ers in Colorado.
Whoa.
And there's, I'm going to butcher this, so someone correct me, but I think there's more than 60 14ers and maybe more than 100 13ers. I feel like I'm just like making these numbers up. But it's, yeah, just in Colorado. So it's a really, really big thing. There's actually a website called 14ers.com that keeps track of all of the different 14ers that you could possibly visit or go to, tells you what the conditions are, sends you different trail reports. It's like a very intense website that I do not frequent.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've seen kids climbing these 14ers, and then it makes you feel like really terrible about yourself because you're like huffing and puffing because you can't breathe.
That would be me after 5 minutes. I'm just kidding.
No, it's horrible. So like I did my first one last year and it was great, but it was also pretty rough. It looks like Scotty is correcting me. There's 58 14ers. Ooh. 60 was close.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
60 was really close. So that wasn't bad. I'll take it. Yeah, so there's got to be some children that are not this avid hikers, right? So like maybe, so I think we need to ask about that. We also need to ask, we have a lot of trails that are paved or accessible. So we want to make sure that we're accounting for all of those things. So let's see.
Yeah, Paco's saying, I feel the same way with kids skiing and snowboarding.
You'll find me on the Children's Hills.
Yeah. I've actually never been skiing or snowboarding.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Man,
But
you gotta come to Colorado.
I know, I really want to. I've never been to Colorado either.
You gotta come to Colorado.
But
That's
I need
awesome. Yeah, so Michigan, I grew up water skiing, which is like
Whoa.
really fun.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, so we do a lot of that, but the snow skiing there, we don't have mountains, so it's like, it's just little hills. So when I moved out, I was like, I'm gonna do the bunny hill for the first couple rounds and then see how I feel about myself. I did not feel great about myself, but
that's okay.
I still do it. I still love it. Anyway, sorry, we're super off topic. Let's talk about suitability. So maybe the question that we ask is, maybe it's like, what do you need in a trail? If anyone has a better suggestion for that language, I am more than happy to go with it. I've been told that going skiing is when you learn to plow snow with your face, says Cheryl. Cheryl, I could not agree more.
That's funny.
So what do you need in a trail? We'll start with dog friendly, obviously. Maybe we'll go good for kids. And then maybe we want something that's like wheelchair accessible, right? And then let's also maybe think about the melodies of the world.
Yay.
And say close to public transit,
Yeah,
maybe?
that would
I don't know,
be
do you
nice.
have a car? Is that a thing that you own?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't
would
know.
rely on Uber or Lyft, or if it's close to public transit.
Yeah, okay, so maybe this is an assumption that like we make, but if you say maybe like you need something close to public transit, it's also maybe like easy to get to or like easy to get a ride share to, right? Because I'm going to Great Smoky Mountains National Park at the end of the summer, and we're like, we have to rent a car.
Yeah.
Because you can't get like a Lyft driver to take you into the
that's
park
true.
and then like pay the entrance fee and then like get you all the way up there. Ooh, okay, so we've got some suggestions for what else in here. Requires hiking boots. I kind of like that.
What are your hiking needs?
I like what are your hiking needs. Thank you, William.
What do you prefer in a trail?
What do you prefer in a trail? I actually think maybe, I think, yeah, you can pick multiple options, Haley. Absolutely. I think for whoever just said, what would you prefer in a trail? I think let's make that the next question, right?
Yeah.
Because it might be that you want something where you see some water features, or like a forest, or like a bear. Actually, no.
I would run far away if it was like bear sight, or I don't know. Bear might be here.
Yeah, so I'm giving away my secret, but every time I do like an intro, this is my first like round of fun facts. Usually I do like my list of likes and dislikes. And grizzly bears always makes that list because once...
Wait, under dislikes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. It always makes the dislikes because, one, they're terrifying. And two, I went backpacking last year and we went to a campsite and we passed some rangers and they were like, they're letting people out here? We were like, yeah, and they didn't say anything. They were like, okay, have fun. And the next day, we're hiking back, and they were like, so how was it? And we're like, it's good. They're like, yeah, I'm really surprised they're letting people out here. There was a grizzly bear that like attacked like one of the like camps the other night, and I was like, oh, okay.
What?
This is not what I
out.
wanted. Oh, and, like if they had told me that ahead of time, there is no way we would have gone there, right? Like that was not going to happen. But it was one of those like you get back and you're like, did I just like come really close to dying?
Yeah.
Like why am I doing
Scary.
this? So grizzly bears always makes the list of dislikes.
Oh, a Voodoo Val is saying maybe we can toggle these on and off, like boots / hiking gear or not, road accessible or not, so you can find your ideal spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I think, so now that you've said that, I'm thinking maybe you have like a profile in here
Oh,
that you
yeah.
can like access and then you can adjust any of these if you need to. So let's hop into
that's a
that
good
in a
idea.
second. But okay, so we'll stick with these 4 for now. I think we missed one that someone said, so if I missed you, I'm sorry. Come back and tell me what it was.
Yeah.
We had a suggestion of what would you like in a trail, right? Was that, I think it was Sean maybe that said that? Sean, was that right? Or maybe what would you like to see? Does that feel better?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe let's go like some water. I don't know if it's a water feature or some water, but anytime there's a hike with like a lake or a river or like especially a waterfall, I'm like, I know TLC said don't go chasing waterfalls, but I'm all for it. Like,
Yay, me too. I think actually
all for it.
a hike that I do remember had a waterfall at the end. It was when I was visiting Hawaii like a few years ago.
Ooh.
It was a really beautiful hike. It was very short, like an hour.
Yeah,
But
where
there was
were
a
you in
waterfall.
Hawaii?
In Maui.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was so beautiful, but
Man.
that was like 6 years ago. So another hike.
A past
from-
life.
A past life of hiking. But it was really nice, but like knowing that a waterfall was at the end was like, oh, I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna get through this, because it was also really hot and
Oh yeah.
but it was really fun.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, so like a water feature, I see, thanks Megan, I see some scenery. I don't know, what would we identify as scenery, right? Like maybe
Yeah.
it's, maybe we go with like forest, maybe we go with like beach, and then maybe we have like wildlife,
Yeah.
right? Does that seem,
Yeah.
does that seem good? Do we have like another thing that we're missing, right? I feel like, oh, maybe some mountains.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we put wildlife, but not bears.
That's funny.
I like to think I am. Ooh, meadows, that's a good one. So maybe,
Viewpoints.
is that like, is it like fields or is it meadows?
Yeah.
I don't know what the like, we'll go meadows, and then views. I like
Yeah.
views. It is super vague, but I also think that's like one of the best things
Nice,
about it,
yeah.
right? Is like you want to have something that's fun.
Yeah.
Something that like is worth it. Like you were saying, right? Like you get to the waterfall and you're like, yes, I nailed it. I
made
crushed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Oh, Kendall is saying city skylines.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so we might have to figure out a new pattern, and this is why we're gonna design library it up tomorrow. So we might have to figure out a better pattern for this, right? Maybe buttons isn't right. Maybe it's like some lines and like you select things off a list.
Yeah.
That might feel a little more better. Cool. Does anyone in the chat know what design systems are? Are we working with like a lot of people that are like big design system advocates?
Let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
Yay. Also, I have some names.
Do we
ready.
wanna do some voting?
Yeah, so maybe we can switch to my screen really quickly. I have just some of like the most recent names that were given. So we have Trail Pale, Wander On, Up and Out, Hiko, High Hike, Hike Easy.
Hike Easy.
It's funny. Trailhead Hunter and Trailblaze. But if you have another name that didn't make it on this list, I might have just missed it, but please share that. And let me know which one you all like in the chat, or maybe one that like jumps out at you, Brittney. There's some good names in there.
Yeah, I feel like people have had some really good suggestions today. Yeah. I'm kind of feeling hike easy. I don't know why. Maybe, like, I think it's supposed to be like a play on like hiking easy, right? Maybe. Or is it just like, is this going back to like when I maybe had a rap career?
Oh yeah.
I highly
Saru
recommend.
likes hike easy.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of
Forward
like it too.
with like a 4. I kind of like that. Trailways, Blazer. That reminds me of like a Chevy Blazer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. High Q.
Forward. Trailways with a Z.
I like things with a Z, right?
too. They're
It just
fun.
makes it feel more fun.
High Q, high X. Another high Keezy. Blazer. Fresh but not cold.
Fresh, but let's just roll with that as the name. We'll help
Ashley
with the
said
rap
no
career.
career.
Thanks, Ashley.
Yay.
Again, I'm thinking that's probably not my best move, but Ariana, you had a Chevy Blazer? What a small little
Nice.
world there. Ooh, Onward. I like that.
name.
We got a lot of good names here, people. Boots with a Z. I feel like people are coming through with the Z
Yeah,
names.
lots of Z names, which I like.
I'm all for it.
Okay, I don't know if Val's getting all these names. Hikey boots. Yay, okay, there's a link.
Nice, Val.
Thanks, Val, for making the poll. So everyone, click on the link for the straw poll in the chat and vote on your favorite name.
Oh, did
and
we have hike in there with the Y?
I think hike already exists. With,
Oh, well then
remember,
that's out. That's
someone
out.
someone mentioned that it's already something with Google Fashion,
Oh, that's right.
I guess. So we're gonna do a different name from hike. Zonward.
I think people are just putting
Like,
a
they
Z
like the
on.
Z,
Maybe
yeah.
I should have taken back that statement, right? All right.
Oh, I forgot we were still on my screen.
That's okay.
Sorry, I was getting the poll ready.
I was thinking you were like taking us right into the poll and answering what people wanted right then and there.
I'm gonna get the poll ready and I'll give you a few minutes to vote, everyone in the chat, and then I'll share the results in a minute.
Choose carefully
Yes.
because this is basically life or death.
Yes.
Hike. I really should not have said that I like things with a Z. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so once we've got that, so we've got like what would you like to see? And then maybe after that, we ask them, what would you like to do, right? Because like there are more things you could do. and then just hike, right? Like maybe you want to go trail running. I do not. Maybe you want to go climbing. Maybe you want to go mountain biking. These are all activities that people in Colorado love that I'm like, this is so much energy. I have a personal philosophy about running, so it automatically applies to trail running. So I play tennis. I love it. It's fun. But there's like a purpose to that, right? Like if I miss the ball, like I let my partner down. When you're running, it is me and only me that I have to disappoint. And so every time I start running, I go for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Like, the farther I run away, the closer the more I have to run back. This is just a nightmare. So I refuse to run, essentially.
I hate running.
My family actually runs like a 5K, like actually 5 or 10K, like once a year, and I have like successfully avoided it until now.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm just gonna keep that strategy up. It's been going really well. Hike words like Hogwarts. That's a good suggestion. All right. E-boots, says Carnell. Taking photos on hikes. I think that is a feature that should be added to this automatically.
I think so too.
Yeah. Okay. So let's hop through this, and then we'll talk through. Ooh, hiking extras you want to explore. Okay. So maybe this is like activities do you want to do? How are we doing on the poll?
So we have some results.
Okay. Do you want to share? Or do you want to give everyone a couple minutes?
I think like 6 have 1 vote each. So it's a little close.
Okay.
But if you haven't voted, Val posted the straw poll link in the chat. So if you're on Behance, click on that link, vote on your favorite app name so we can see which one will win.
Yeah.
Yay.
Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't. I don't think that's a feature in the chat and the voting, but just pick your favorite. So like, let's see, what activities you want to do? You want to hike? Maybe we throw trail running in there, right?
Val says Hikewarts, the trail of doggos and boots.
Yes. Yes.
I like that name.
I think you're 100% onto something, Val. I am all about it.
Sean changed everything to a Z. Trails of doggos and boots.
Oh boy. Let's see. Oh, we've got, my brother has said there's a tough mudder in August and I better start running. That is just not happening.
That's funny.
That is not happening. Mountain biking. What other activities would you guys want to do out in the wilderness or maybe still in the city, right? Maybe it's like exploring a city. Maybe it's explore a new part of town, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What else would you say is on there?
Oh, swim.
Swim.
That's
good. Let's maybe change this to like actual like words. So like maybe it's like trail run, mountain bike, hike, explore, a new part of town, swim. Any other suggestions? I feel like we kind of covered a lot of stuff, right? Like, I don't know. We'll stick with 5.
Yeah.
If someone has a suggestion, we'll hop back. Oh, look at this. Bouldering, climbing. There we go.
Nice.
Bouldering.
Paragliding.
Ooh, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know you could get to that from anywhere in Colorado, so I feel like I now have some new things to do when I get back. Lunch or picnic.
That's like the type of hike I like.
There you go.
Food at the end of it or a waterfall.
Okay, so what if there's a waterfall and food?
Yes, that would be ideal.
Is that like your ideal?
Ideal hike.
There we go. All right, to everyone listening, if you want to get Melody to go on a hike with you,
have some food
and a water feature.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm sort of feeling like at this point, maybe we just like, I think that's enough, right? I don't think we need like a 5th thing.
Yeah.
I think you've told us all we need to know about you, and we are ready to find your ideal hikes.
Ooh.
I don't know what this looks like yet. We'll find out. So my first thought, right, is that anytime you build an app, you need to have a bottom nav, right? So, and we can leave these as blank boxes for now. We'll add some cool icons and things tomorrow. We're just gonna stick with some wireframing. But I think, as someone that likes to think about the words, that maybe this first one is like recommended in a gigantic font. So like maybe that's, or maybe we would go with like for you.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, maybe
like
we
that.
go like one step further with that, like
really
friendly.
Short.
Yeah, recommended is also just like a
really
really long word.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times, whenever you're writing for experiences, you always feel like, you know, you have what you want to say,
Yeah.
and then you see it on a screen, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
That is not gonna fit. And I feel like I do that a lot as a former professional writing major. I'm like, how long can I make this? Like, how beautiful and verbose can this language be? And that is not how you should do it.
Yeah.
Val's asking where I find inspiration for these projects. Oh man, that is a catch-22. I think for this one, right, it's a personal problem, right? So this is something that was born out of me not knowing where to find any place to hike and getting a suggestion to go off of like a really obscure road for my first camping trip. So I think that if you can look at a lot of the problems that you have in your life or someone else has in your life, that's like usually the best way to think about these things, right? And anything that has sort of empathy in the design is always better than something that you just think is like an interesting or cool idea. So like when Zoe and I built Connector, the question we asked ourselves was like, what problems do like we have as college students? And the biggest thing is if you're out of state and you're at a university that's the size of Michigan State University, there's 50,000 students there.
50,000?
It's massive.
Oh my God.
It's massive.
Wow.
So if you're at a university that big, how do you find like your people, right? Like how do you find the people that you connect with other than like if you live like next to someone in the dorms? And I got really lucky and like all of the girls that were in the hall in my dorm my first year, we got along really well. But like, what about people that want to find clubs to join? I mean, with a university that's that big, we had 800 different clubs, and it was everything from like a Dungeons and Dragon club to like Club Ultimate Frisbee, which I played on.
Nice.
Like all sorts of things. There's something for everyone, but like how do we make them find it? Yeah, and so I think that's the same thing here, right? Like there's gotta be a hike for everyone. There is a picnic-focused waterfall hike for Melody, right? Like there's something for everyone out there. So like let's just figure out how to solve it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yay.
Saru says solving personal problems with an app is the best.
Yay.
Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Let me really quickly show the results. So a lot of them are like, we got a lot of one voters, a lot of names.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm like blocking a little bit. Okay.
Oh,
there
it's
we
not
go.
me, it's you.
So number 1 and number 2, they're tied. We have Up and Out and Heiko as our top contenders. And then Trailblaze, Blazer, and Onward are runners up. And then all these got 1 vote.
Okay.
So,
Hike Easy only got 1 vote. Come on, people. Come on. That's all right. Okay, so Up and Out or Heiko?
yay.
Does anyone feel like really
Strongly about
one or the other?
Let us know which one you prefer, Heiko or Up and Out, and then I'll just see which one has more. We don't have to do another poll, and then we can pick the name.
So if you feel strongly, let us know. If you don't, we're gonna pick whatever.
And thank you to everyone who voted.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate all of the suggestions. Okay, so we've got this For You will be our first one. I think the next one should probably be like a explore, right? Like maybe if you don't recommend something that I like I should be able to find something, right?
Yeah.
So let's go explore, and then maybe after that we'll do like a saved feature, right? Or like maybe do we want to call it saved? Do we want to call it like favorites? Like what seems more friendly and fun? Maybe favorites.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I think our little profile should go over here. So that'll be our last one. So this is our really beautiful wireframe now for any of you that are wondering what in the world this is supposed to be. So we've got our bottom nav, and then I think we'll probably have like a top screen with like a status bar and some other stuff, maybe the name. Maybe we'll say For You in here so that it seems like For You. Or maybe it's like For You, Melody.
Yay. We have some votes for Heiko and a lot for Up and Out. I see a few, and Sean says In and Out, but for indoor activities. And yeah, Up and Out kind of does remind me of In and Out, and that's my favorite burger place ever. I love it so much. So
I had it for the first time this year.
oh my God.
And I was trying to figure out what the hype was, right? Because I'm from Michigan and that's just not a thing in the Midwest. And so then I moved to Denver and we didn't really have it. And I came out here and I was like, I get it.
My favorite.
It's delicious.
I love it.
It
I love
is
it so
so
much.
good.
Yay.
Oh man. Has anyone else like ever not had In-N-Out? And was I like just missing out on olive oil?
I went with my friend who's from Seattle and she's never had In-N-Out. We went to Las Vegas together and they have In-N-Out there and she had it for the first time. She was like, oh my God, it's so good. And then for me, when I lived in Seattle, I couldn't have In-N-Out, which was so sad. That was like one of the saddest parts of moving away from California was no In-N-Out. But yeah, I had it and I was like, this is amazing. I miss this in my life.
Yeah, so if anyone from In-N-Out is watching,
yeah.
Petition to bring that to Seattle
and Denver.
And then Denver also.
I really hope it does expand, but like kind of stay on the West Coast
I think it's
area.
sort of like a unique thing, right? Like if it was everywhere,
It wouldn't
maybe.
be I mean, it would still be amazing, but not as special.
That I think it would lose some of its like uniqueness. I don't know.
Oh, a lot of people have never
Had In-N-Out.
it. If you're ever in a state that does have it, I highly, highly recommend it. Emily says the fries are not good. I like the fries, personally, but I've heard a lot of people don't like the fries.
See, I just like the sauce that they put on the burger.
I
like
love the
I don't know
sauce.
what it
Yeah,
is,
it's
right?
so
But
good.
it's so good. Ashley says she's never had it and just hears everyone talking about how good it is. Yeah, you are right. Oh. Shake Shack though. Oh yeah,
Shake Shack is good.
It's pretty good. They just opened one in Denver like
Nice.
maybe 8 months ago, and the line went around the block for weeks.
Oh
Weeks.
my God.
I was like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna be getting this anytime
Wow.
soon just because I can't.
I would not like want to wait in that long of a line. Okay.
Try fries with a milkshake. Yeah.
Val
New
says
poll
we have
winner.
a new poll winner. Let me refresh.
Let's see. What are we naming this?
Oh, Trailblaze.
Trailblaze.
Has 4 votes.
Wait, so did that one just come out of nowhere?
I guess.
Oh,
Should we end it before it keeps going? Maybe. Should we do Trailblaze?
I like Trailblaze.
Yeah,
Let's do
let's
we
do
know if that exists somewhere else?
Reminds me of the Trailblazers, the basketball team.
Mm.
But maybe Trailblaze, I think that's a good like hiking name.
I like it. I think maybe like as long as it doesn't exist, we've
Yeah.
basically stumbled on something cool
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yay.
I like it. Milkshake dip the fries. Absolutely. Absolutely, Hugo. All right.
That does sound really good.
Okay,
Now I'm getting
so-
hungry.
Oh, I'm so hungry. That sounds fantastic. So we've got this little 40 melody. I'm adding a drop shadow rather than the border. Not sure we're gonna keep the drop shadow, but like let's just have some separation without having like a huge bar there. And I think one of the things that just drives me crazy when I look at these hiking apps is that they have like these huge pictures of the hike, which is beautiful. Like you want to hop into it right away, but they don't give me anything other than the name or like the
Oh.
difficulty, which like easy, moderate, hard. I don't know where that lands
Yeah.
me, right? I don't know how
True.
long it's gonna take me to get there. I don't know how quickly I'm gonna be able to hike it.
Yeah.
So I think we should still maybe include like a cool picture in here. But I think that below that we should plan on having some actual like functional information. Give the people the info.
Yeah, because you're right. Like, easy, moderate, hard can mean different things to anyone. So it's really hard to gauge, like, how is this hike gonna be? I don't know what moderate means. Like,
Yep.
I'm a beginner, so maybe that's like really difficult for me. So
And that's that's all about using plain language and using language that people can actually understand,
Yeah.
right? There have been a ton of different studies done by Nielsen Norman Group, if anyone has heard of them.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
their site.
Yep, they did a whole bunch of studies on language and how people expect the language to actually like be in their apps or experiences. And what they did is they had a bunch of college professors filling out grants, and then they used like professional like technical professor
Yeah.
jargon in one, and then just really like straightforward like first name, last name, like the most basic way they could do it
Yeah.
for the other. And almost all of them preferred like the basic clean language,
Ooh.
and that's something that I feel like a lot of apps like don't totally understand. They feel like their people are really technical users, or
Yeah.
they get it, or like our users know exactly what we're talking about, but like your people want it in plain language. I'm telling
As
you.
simple as possible.
Also, for any designers out there, I'm so sorry I didn't turn on a grid until now. Like, please forgive me. I actually set up this grid earlier so that I wouldn't forget to do it, and I totally forgot to do it. So for anyone that missed it, I just went into the artboard, and then I clicked layout next to the checkmark grid. I am a fan of layout rather than like the
grid.
actual
Me
grid.
too.
I feel like I go back and forth, but like right now, this just, it makes sense to me. I know where I need to stop things. I know what my gutter is. Like, I see it all. So we've got a nice little 6-column grid here, 50 pixels wide, all that unnecessary nonsense that we're sharing.
Saru has a suggestion. Should you include a weather feature? That's a good idea.
So I think, yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things too, is in the Rocky Mountains, we get so many thunderstorms in the spring and the summer.
Whoa.
And I didn't know that. So my first summer hike up there, my boyfriend and I went up to Rocky Mountain National Park. We went at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're wearing shorts and t-shirts because it was 80 degrees. And everyone's got like their rain jackets on, and we were like, what are you guys doing? And then 5 minutes in, torrential downpour, and then like golf ball sized hail. And I have never been like so covered in like welts from any sort of hail before. And I was just like trying to hide under a tree, like, oh, it was bad.
That sounds horrible.
It was bad. So weather absolutely is going to be included in this because you do not want to be like showing up if it's going to be hailing or raining. And it's so unpredictable. You just never know what to do.
Yeah.
So we've got, you know what? No, we're going to repeat grid up in here.
Woo! Yay.
This is like one of the best things. And so like you can see the distance between these and change them. We're gonna go like at 24, I think, right now, and then we'll see if we want to change it. And then boom. I love that it like cuts it off right where I need it to, and it's not like right on top of it. But now I can see that might be like a little too close, so maybe we'll like go like 28, and then we'll have this lay on top. Cool. So this is gonna be our cool picture, right? So we'll find something beautiful. And can we just talk about how it like all...
everything changes. It's so nice.
So nice. And so then I think we'll put like name of hike, right? I feel like hike names are always so ridiculously long. It's like the trail that you will enter to do like this one thing. And I'm like, I don't know what this name is, but like, I don't know that I need that much information. So let's go name of hike. Let's go, I think average time rather than like...
A set time?
So like maybe, what I'm thinking is like maybe this keeps track of like you hike and it like records how long it takes you to hike and then like it records how long it takes me to hike and then it like, it lets everyone know, right? So if it's like an easy hike and you have a couple people that are like really great at hiking and then you have a couple people that are brand new, it would like average that out so you would actually see like how far they'd be going.
Maybe you can like connect to like the health app on your iPhone and like see how far you walk or like how long it takes.
Or maybe there's like a couple plugins, maybe for like Fitbits or like the Nike Plus, whatever. So like maybe if you don't have an iPhone, it's still gonna still gonna show up for you. Yeah, I think that's awesome. I like that. And then like maybe there's also, I think we're just coming up with all sorts of ideas here. Maybe there's like badges that it gives you based on like what you're doing for that too.
That would be fun.
So I think maybe we go like average time, we go distance, and then what else is like important for people to know here? I feel like I had it and then it just like went right out of my brain. It's this designing and talking at the same time, people, I'm sorry.
Kendall's saying maybe the hike time is based on users with similar user behavior.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. I feel like that would be a really good way to track it, right? Because if you're saying that you want to just hike in a city and you don't really want to do anything, you don't want to compare against someone that is like hiking every day, all day, like out in the wilderness. Okay, so let's go. Maybe we do.
Actually says incline. Is that what you were thinking of?
Yeah, elevation or incline. Yeah, that's a really, really big thing. Incline, and I also like Megan just suggested terrain. And I think that's a really big one. So maybe instead of it being like difficulty, we have this like combination of elevation gain and then terrain. Like, is it really rocky terrain or something like that? I don't know what all those like necessarily look like yet, but we can figure it out, right? So we'll have.
Hi, Sam. Sam Peterson is joining us. He was on Adobe Live, I think, 2 weeks ago. Yay.
What did he build? I feel like I
was an
saw it.
illustrator, or is an illustrator, a digital painter.
Ah.
And he was doing really cool characters, like character design, and they were amazing. So
That's
everyone
awesome.
go check out his videos. They were awesome.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, I wish I could draw.
Oh, so I joke that like one of the reasons that I'm like a digital designer is one, like I started as a writing person, so there's no artistic skill here. So like if we sketch, I'm always like, if anyone can read this chicken scratch, I'm so sorry, here you go. But yeah, I have a ton of respect for people that have like the ability to do that just because I can't, and I always think it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? How do you do this?
that?
So Sam, if you want to like share some secrets with me or just give me like 1% of your abilities there, that'd be awesome. If not, I understand.
Yay.
Cool. So I feel like this is like a decent homepage, right?
Yeah.
Right? So let's maybe do, I'm just option moving over. Let's do like a details page in here, right? We probably still need our little thing, but we'll get rid of everything we've got in here. And I'm thinking, everyone's come up with some really good suggestions for what we want to include, but if you have any more, shoot them over. I think the biggest thing that drives me crazy, again, this is very like selfishly designed, right? I'm just like, what do I want in an app? I don't care what exists. But there's always these really long descriptions of like the views you'll see on this hike, and it's like, walk through a lush green forest, and to your left you'll see a valley, and I'm like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
I, as someone who loves words, I'm just like, no.
Yeah. Especially on an app, like a hiking app, like I'm not going to want to read like 5 paragraphs about how this hike is. I want to know how to get there and experience it for myself.
Right, like it's such a small like screen already. Don't give me all of this like information and text to read. Like no one's gonna scroll through and read all of that. So I think we either ditch the description or we put that on like the bottom of the page. If someone still wants to include it, cool. What do you guys think? Do you even read these descriptions? Do you think we should include it? Or do you think that we should just like cut it all together and like give me the basics, give me what I'm looking for, get out?
Yes,
So
exactly.
let us know. So I'm gonna go with like an angle for, I'm thinking this will be the photo up here. And one, I would love to evoke a sense of an elevation or mountain climbing.
Oh, nice.
It's like the one time you're gonna hear me use the word evoke. But yeah, so I think like instead of it just being like a big block picture, like maybe it's like at an angle, you've like got like a little peek of it, and then maybe, we're either gonna love this or we're gonna hate this, right? Like maybe there's some icons like along the little mountain climb that tell you like what it'd be like good for.
Ooh,
so like if it's like, it's back to that, like is it good for kids? Is it like friendly for, all that. So maybe you've got like a couple icons up there, or maybe it's just like 1 or 2 up in the right so you can see. I don't know.
We have some people saying, Kendall says, I would love to see images rather than a description. And Ashley says less words. And Ariana says images and maybe a small description.
Yeah. Wonder if you could include hazards like fallen trees, rocks, flooding, etc. Yeah, Megan.
Ooh.
I am so on board with that. So I think what we might do is just go with like a name of hike again. And then I think what we do is, instead of this big description, maybe we just do some of these. You guys can't see me pointing at the screen. Maybe we go with some of these things that we included, like average time, distance, it's either incline or elevation, and maybe we just bullet them out down below so you can like quickly scan and see exactly what you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
So we've got average time.
Also, quick reminder, in about 13 minutes, we're going to be doing some portfolio reviews. So if you have some projects on your Behance portfolio, feel free to submit those. You can do that on behance.net/live under the portfolio submission button, and we will be selecting 2. So you have about just under 13 minutes to submit, and I'm excited to see all of your projects.
I'm excited too. Should be fun. See, this is why you use a grid. I'm so sorry, all designers that are like looking at me like, what are you doing? Yeah, so we're lining things up. It just makes it easier to scan. It makes it easier for people to like read and understand when things are like evenly spaced out. And normally I'm like a neat freak about making sure there's enough spacing, but it's better to have something that's already up there. So then let's go repeat grid for this one, right? And so let's go average time, distance. We've got, I think maybe instead of incline, we call it elevation gain. Does that sound better? I feel I feel like sometimes incline.
That reminds me of like at the gym on the treadmill.
Yeah,
but that's because I don't hike. I also don't really work out, so.
I don't know. You knew what the incline was at the gym. You're doing better than I am. You were doing better than I am. Okay, so average time, distance, elevation gain. What other things would you guys want to know? I might want something like not quite difficulty. What did we decide we were going to call it? Like terrain.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all you need. If there's something that you guys feel like you are like, holy crap, how did we miss this? Let me know. But yeah, I think maybe we just get it straight into the point. And then what if you have a spot to add like some tags? So like what if this is like, someone said it'd be nice if you could add like, personally, like good for dogs, good for whatever, but what if like there was like a user spot where you could actually like put in something, and once you've submitted the hike, you have the ability to like talk about it. So let's like just expand this down. We don't want to go too far down, right? We don't want to like hide things. But maybe we call this section, let's see what we called it back here. So this is like, what would you like to see? So maybe it's like, maybe we have an activities. And so you have like your mountain biking, your hiking, all that stuff. And maybe we make them in like little bubbles in here so they look kind of tag-like.
Yeah.
I don't know, does that sound all right?
I think that sounds pretty cool.
Great.
Cheryl is saying those two sound like two different criteria. Incline seems like steepness and elevation sounds like altitude.
I would totally agree. So maybe, maybe we have incline, so maybe we have elevation gain as one, and then like incline, maybe instead of terrain, it's incline, right?
Yeah.
Like steep, moderate, like, again, we gotta be careful because we don't want it to be like super confusing, and we don't want it to be really vague, but we'll see what we can throw in there.
Allison's also recommending to add recommended attire like snow boots. So like you were mentioning with like the weather, maybe you can have weather / recommended attire to wear.
I like it. And maybe that's something again that's like user generated, and people, you go on this hike and you're me and it's hailing and you are not prepared for the weather, and you're like, you know what? You gotta not do that again. So you wanna make sure that everyone knows. So I like that a lot. So let's go like activities, and we'll do a couple of these. Pro tip, you can go up and down.
Ooh. Yay.
Getting crazy. Mountain biking, we'll call it rock climbing. I'm pretty sure the technical term is like bouldering or something like that. I don't know, someone correct me. And then let's say like hiking, and we can adjust some of this. And then, what else did we have under our activities? Trail running maybe?
Oh yeah.
Swimming? Maybe. This one can't be good for absolutely everything, right? So we'll give it a couple. And then, let's say, maybe we show like what to see, or do you guys think that maybe recommended attire makes more sense first? I don't know.
I would say, for me, I would rather, like the first thing I would want to know is like what I could see on the hike. And then like after, maybe like what I should wear.
Yeah, so I think I'm trying to make this a little more like friendly, right? So we have what you'll see and activities, but maybe we call this like what you can do.
Yeah.
And what you can see maybe, or what you will see. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I feel like that feels pretty good. And
Kendall has a suggestion. What about user-generated photos like in Yelp?
Kendall, you are reading my mind. Reading my mind. I think that would be awesome. Absolutely wonderful to include.
Also, Megan is saying, would it be too much to include a recommended items or stack your pack with XYZ? Ooh.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what we've got once we're in here. We don't want to go too long. But again, maybe we can like box some of this up and make it like a 2-column wide instead of it just being straight. Like right now, we're focusing on like what content needs to be on this page, right? And then I think we can figure out like what organization and what the page organization needs to be. And that is the beauty of design systems. Okay, so what you will see. What should we see on this hike, Melody?
A waterfall and
Water.
views.
Waterfall. Great views. I think I saw there was one app that had like what you'll see, and it was like killer views, and I was like, so the views are gonna kill me,
Yeah.
or like what?
Oh.
What is killer views?
Exactly.
And like that's where we're trying to walk the balance here of like not being super vague, but still like
and using good language. Like for someone maybe English isn't their first language, like killer views might sound completely different to them or something.
I just typed features. I don't know what I meant to put for features. I think I meant great views. There we go. Clearly my brain is in experience design, not hiking mode.
Cheryl is saying bears. And Shauna says bear views. Ooh.
I think we're all just like, I shouldn't have shared that story. I think that's the real outcome of today. So then maybe this is like some photos, right?
Yeah.
And we've got some user photos, and maybe they're like a little square, and you can see some thumbnails or something like that, right? I think that'd be cool. I always like seeing like what other people have seen so that I have an idea. And maybe once you're in those photos, they're time stamped, so you can see like, oh yeah, this one happened last week. This one was like a couple weeks ago. So you know like what you should actually expect. So if there's still snow up there, it might be a good heads up. Just throwing that out there.
Megan says iconic views.
I like iconic views,
Yeah,
but what is iconic? Is it like Met Gala views? Is it like, I don't know. I do like that language though. It's like a good way to describe it. Okay, so I think we got some photos. This is feeling like a lot of stuff. I don't know that we want to add a whole lot more in here, right? I feel like this is getting to be a lot, but I think we're gonna also want to maybe bring these up so they're on 2 lines and we gain a little bit of vertical space back there. And that's a little better. This is the beauty of designing on the fly. You can just change everything you've ever done.
Adams is saying that they are so excited about Adobe Fresco, it was Project Gemini, but they just released the name, and it's like a new drawing app that Adobe's gonna have.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm super excited. It's gonna be cool, even though I'm not very good at drawing. I still would like to play around with it and maybe get better at drawing. So
Yeah,
I'm
that
excited for
sounds
that
like
to come
a
out
ton
too.
of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that information with me, Adam. I did not know that until now. Okay. So it looks like we only have a couple minutes left until
Portfolio reviews.
Ooh. Should be fun.
Yes, I'm excited.
Cool. See, we moved that up. We gained a ton of space. That feels way better to me. Yeah. For everyone that's wondering, why in the world is this still in black and white? I promise we will add some color tomorrow. Oh boy.
Oh, Ashley is saying maybe the photos can be automatically filtered by the season. So in winter, you would only see winter photos unless you click view all.
I love that suggestion, Ashley.
Thanks,
That
Ashley.
is, I was trying to figure out how we were going to account for that. Yeah, so maybe it's like, and I don't know what you'd call it. Maybe it's like based on like your time of year, like photos, I don't know, like photos now, like current photos, recent. We'll go recent for now and see what else exists in there. But yeah, I really love that.
Yeah.
These are all really, really good ideas, guys.
Yeah, everyone in the chat is like on point today. It's
Everyone
awesome.
is crushing it. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with those yet. This is like the suitable for. Maybe we throw that, I don't know, down here. We'll see. So it looks like we have a question. Do you focus on laying out the interface first and then designing it? Why so? I am always a fan of laying out first. Normally we'd sketch first. I did a couple sketches for this, so they're mentally in my head. But I always think that it makes more sense to lay out the actual interface, figure out where everything should be, and then design it, because you can tell whether or not things are in a good position or like the right content is there when it's in black and white. It's not a huge lift for you to change it at that point. And two, it just sort of gives you a little bit better of an idea of what's happening. And then I feel like sometimes once you've made something like in high fidelity, it's like really exciting and you're ready for it to just like go out in the world. And when you have like a sketch or something like this, you're not quite as attached to it. So personally, I think that's really great. But I also think it's really, really useful for everyone to see and comment on the layout and how things are actually done, rather than just the colors and the visuals in there. Yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. Recently taken, Kevin Kelly on a roll. Recently taken. Yep, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. What if sketch we go through high fidelity design and that sketch and then go with all the process?
I feel like if you start with like high fidelity and then go back to sketching, it's a little bit backwards, because I feel like you would put so much work into getting it high fidelity and like pixel perfect and everything, when at the end maybe the content isn't right or the placement isn't right. So I think it's best to do sketching and getting your ideas out there, and then doing the layout and then like high fidelity at the end.
Yeah, I think we always whiteboard, which is such a weird thing for a lot of people. But you can just erase and then start over, and it's like no one's really attached to it, and it's just a lot more collaborative. Everyone is really on board with it.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think that definitely sketching before you move into high fidelity. Also, like that's why we did some of this brand expression before. You want to know what your brand personality is and what you're shooting for, so that you can actually sort of bring that into the high fidelity designs, rather than just picking out what makes sense or what looks like beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Cheryl says building the structure gives you a better idea of how the layout will impact the functionality before it's in color and images. Cheryl, I could not agree more.
Yay.
Yeah, I would definitely say it improves the workflow a ton. Yeah, it keeps you, I think, from iterating a lot. It keeps it pretty quick and streamlined.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
You have like 9
seconds. I don't know what I can do in 9 seconds other than show you guys where we're at. 3, 2, 1. All right.
So it is time for portfolio reviews, but Brittney and I are going to take a quick trip into outer space, and then we're going to grab the portfolios and bring them back to Earth and share them with you. So we will be right back. We're back! Yay!
Did you miss us?
Yes. Oops, I forgot. Do you have this ready? Sorry. We went to space, and now we're back. We're going to do some awesome portfolio reviews.
That is right.
I'm excited about. Yay! Thank you to everyone for submitting your portfolios. We have chosen 2, and we can take these off because it's a little hard.
Whew.
A little hard to talk with these.
Great for space, not so great for Earth.
Yeah. Yay. Okay, so I have, we selected 2 portfolios, and sorry, I didn't have this prepared before I went into space. But yes, we're gonna start with Suyog and look at their projects and give some feedback.
Awesome.
So yay, Suyog is a student from Mangalore, India, and they're a beginner of UI UX design, and they love to code. That's awesome.
Love to code.
Yay.
That's awesome.
I'll give you a quick follow, and so since you only have 2 projects, we can look at both of them. So let's start. Daily UI, sign up.
Real quick, I love the daily UI challenges.
Yay!
They are so fun.
Me too.
They are so fun.
I think I stopped at like day 15.
It's a really good way to just like think about how you should actually design things, and it makes you design things you've never thought of.
Exactly, yeah. And another great thing similar to Daily UI is the XD Daily Creative Challenge.
That's right.
Which is starting tomorrow, if you didn't know. And I think it looks like Siog has a challenge from the Daily Creative Challenge, so we'll be looking at that. But
which is awesome.
yeah, it's also a great way for beginners to get into it. So sign
Cool.
up.
So this is sign up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice
So
spacing.
yeah. So one thing I might say here is I'm big on making sure things are accessible, and so making sure that you have the right color contrast ratios. And if anyone has used web, I think it's probably AIM, but it's AIM, to check color contrast. The only thing I'm looking at as I see that sign up on the side, I feel like that might not be completely viewable with it over the mountain. Maybe if you just up the opacity like a little bit, so it was like a little less see-through, then you would be able to see.
Yeah, I think that would work great.
Yeah, the other thing you might try is like maybe that same color of like the sign up, maybe it's like that green or something like that. I don't know.
I think so. Yeah,
Give it some mountain.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Mountain vibes.
Yeah. Yay! So we have a credit card checkout. Nice.
Okay, so this is actually one thing that has cracked me up is I have like examples of credit card checkouts that I talk about like for content strategy.
Nice.
And I love that you've said confirm payment here because I think the most frustrating thing and the thing that I like usually like harp on is that there's always like a next or a continue. And then if I'm a user, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So what is next? What am I continuing on to? So I think the fact that you used confirm payment in there is fantastic, like from a
Really
content perspective, like really, really clear. I know exactly what I'm doing. I've put my credit card information in and now I'm paying. So that's awesome.
I agree. Yes.
Landing page.
Ooh, this is cool.
That's
I like how
awesome.
This is like coming out of the page.
I love how that's coming off. That's a new trend I've started to notice in design is like trying to make things feel more future and 3D, and I love it.
It's really
I have
cool.
no idea what it looks like in a screen, but like maybe in the future we don't have these borders, right? And we just have like these flat like
space.
glass screens, and it can kind of roll off the side, or it like keeps coming. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah, it looks
I
really
love
cool.
it.
Scorecard highlights.
So one thing I see is, so we've got like a highlights with like a icon. Maybe you add the icon to the scorecard there, right? So you've got like two icons. I don't know maybe what that would look like necessarily, but I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it adds a nice little touch to it.
Yeah, this looks really cool.
Yeah.
Calculator. Oh,
What is it?
we can play
Oh,
this.
look at this.
Whoa. Resistance calculator. I'm not sure what this is, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
Using color code.
Interesting. User profile. Okay. Designing and hosting an app.
Cool.
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I love all of the like photos that you've used in there. They're all really beautiful.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm wondering, so I can tell we're on the profile. Maybe make that icon in the bottom like a color, and maybe make that grid one a color. So like they're just a slightly darker gray, but maybe go with like, or maybe make the ones like outline and that one filled in, just so you know where you are if you're going for more of like a black and white vibe rather than just like some color. But yeah, just let me know where I am on the page. Yeah, I love that though.
Cool. Other screens not part of challenge. Ooh.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah. I like that.
That
I like
is-
how the image kind of goes up on the screen.
I also like how like we were talking about earlier, like breaking that like actual line. So
Yeah.
you've got like the profile of the person coming up into that. I really love that. I really, really love that. The only thing I'll say again is like maybe, and you could scroll down, I think it was still there.
Yeah.
Maybe add a shadow or something to the top of those so that you can make sure you'll always be able to see the arrow and the favorite up top in that image.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now they're right next to the clouds. So just maybe if you added like a black overlay and then like turned that all the way down to like 10 or 5% opacity just so that white really pops off of it. Yeah, but this is beautiful.
It looks really great. Nice. Yay. Awesome.
Woo.
Let's look at the
Thumbs
other
up, thumbs up.
project.
I love a good daily creative
Yay,
challenge.
me too. I just finished hosting one last week. Maybe some of you in the chat were participating.
If you haven't seen it, go
Yeah,
check it
go
out.
check it out, or sign up for the next one starting tomorrow. And
should
they're
actually
like
do
back to back. Yes, you should definitely do that. And we're tomorrow actually going to be reviewing the challenges for tomorrow live. So if you want live feedback on your challenges, be sure to do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a drop-down menu. Let's see. Oh, cool.
I like the,
Oh.
I love the
fun.
animation in there.
Yeah, me too.
I also like that it's filling up. That's really cool.
That's cool.
I really, really love that.
Yay.
That's really, really cool. Oh, and so this is what it would look like. Oh,
Ooh,
I like that
nice.
animation.
Yeah, me too.
I like that you've got like the filling up of the glass, and then you also have the sliding up
Yeah.
of the new.
It's cool. It like kind of goes together.
Yeah, it does. That's really great.
Cool. Oops. Customers can peek through products. Nice.
Yeah.
Day 2, upload file. Ooh. Oh, cool.
That's an awesome animation.
Nice. That's really cool. And you can do that in XD, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Oh, I like the
Yay.
showing
Yeah.
you the percentage as you go up. Yeah.
Cool.
That's really, really cool. Pagination. I love a good pagination.
Ooh, cool.
So one thing I'd be curious to see is like once you hit 4 and you hit right, does like 2 shift all the way over and then you see
yeah.
like 5? So I don't know,
I'd be
maybe if you could
curious.
show that like just a little bit more animation there, that'd be really
Yeah,
cool.
That would be cool to see.
I do love that you've like gone all the way to 40 though, and then you have some options there, and it's not just like first last.
Yeah.
Right, like I
I
know
like
exactly
that,
how many
yeah.
pages I have to go through. Really clear.
Yes. Ooh, so pagination on a website. Nice.
I love all the pictures in here.
Yeah, me too. Little doggy.
Oh, hi.
This looks really great.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome job. Leaderboard.
Ooh.
Ooh, Game of Thrones.
Am I like the only person that hasn't watched Game of Thrones?
I feel like a lot of people haven't watched it, so
Okay,
you're
good.
fine.
Okay, good.
And it's also over. So
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But it was a great show. Yay. So this is the leaderboard. Nice. I would say that this text is kind of small. I'm like kind of squinting to read what it says.
I wonder if that's like, I wonder if it's meant to be mobile, and so because it's on this wide thing.
Maybe.
So maybe if you can like shrink the video. But yeah, you're right. I think it's a little bit small.
Yeah. But it looks really nice. I like all these little avatars.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Profile of each character.
Not part of challenge. I also like that you're doing things not part of the challenge and kind of taking it one step further. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, once you've already started to do some of the design stuff, sometimes I feel like it's just flowing. So it's awesome that you're keeping this continuing.
Yeah. Cool.
That's cool.
Really fun animations. Nice. Maybe we can continue to the next day.
Yeah.
Day 6, calculator. An app to calculate expenditure for a trip, like a trip planner.
Okay.
Ooh.
I need this in my life.
Nice. Oh. So I have a few questions that I noticed. This X right here, I was imagining like multiplying these two numbers, but I think that they were just adding them together.
Right, so I think maybe that X like deletes that line item.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe it's sort of the reverse where like instead of it just being the calculator first, maybe you type in an amount and then add that right there. So you could see in line you got like the 500 and maybe it says hotel and then you've got like airfare or something like that. Just so you can tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you could add a little bit of that just to make it more clear.
Yeah, because once you're here, I know exactly what I'm
Yeah,
adding in.
but it looks really great, and I like all the animations and everything, and this little progress bar. Nice. Oops. Cool. Awesome job. Yay.
Looking great.
Really great. I hope you participate in the upcoming Daily Creative Challenge with Andrea, who's doing a music creation app, which looks amazing. Her starter file is awesome. So I hope to see you participate, Suyag, or maybe anyone else in the chat that's watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, great job. Let's look at our next portfolio. This is Adam's Mojid from Dubai. Yay, that's awesome.
Already, I love all of the colors. I am a
Yeah.
bright, fun colors person. And
Yeah.
this is
Your
awesome.
thumbnails look really great.
Maybe we
You have a lot of
start.
projects.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, is there one that you want to click
Yeah,
on?
I was kind of liking one of the first two in the left column. I really
Me
love those
too.
colors.
Yeah. Which one should we look at?
Let's do that first one.
Yeah.
Why not? Is that the most recent
I
probably
think
then?
so.
Yeah, let's do that.
Ooh.
Complete crypto UI kit. Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, see, we've got sketches.
Sketches, yay.
Sketches. See, so and I
This is
love.
cool.
So he's got them drawn on the actual iPhones or whatever it is. But sometimes I just draw a box. And then I fill it in there, or I just draw two lines down the side of the page as my barriers, and something across the top, and however long it goes is how long it goes. So yeah, but I love it. I love the wheel that's happening. I don't know what it's doing yet, but I really like that. We've got some user flows. Yep. So one of the biggest things I always talk about with content strategy is what is the path of the user, and then usually there's a problem in the user flow that's caused by missing content. So I love that we're talking about the actual back end of this, and it's not just here it is. So this is awesome. I love this.
Oh. Sorry, I zoomed in. Okay.
Oh, those colors.
Ooh, I like this, and I like how you displayed the colors. It's always fun to see how people do that on Behance.
Yeah.
Yay. Avenir.
Hey!
Ooh.
Someone
Love
else
this
is a big
font.
fan of
Yeah.
Avenir.
Nice. Oh, illustrations.
Those illustrations are really cool. I love
Yeah.
that they're 3D and they feel like they're popping out at you.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
them. And I feel like to me, it looks like cryptocurrency. I don't really know anything about it, but to me, this is kind of what I would imagine
Yeah.
a crypto app to look like.
Totally. Icons, always good. You got some wireframes in there. I like that you're using black for wireframes.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
I don't
take
really
that
see
and
that.
start doing that now.
Yeah,
Cool.
this looks nice. Onboarding,
Mm-hmm.
registration,
Oh, is that showing you where you are on the flow down the right?
I think.
I like that. Registration, main screens. What do we got down there?
Ooh. Nice. I like the red for decline,
Mm-hmm,
and then the green for up.
The only thing I might say is that green is kind of hard to read what's on top of it. So maybe make those, maybe if that was black even, just because you've still got the red or the green as the indicator. Because it's hard for me to see what the percentage is on the positive, but in the negative I can see it really well.
Yeah, so maybe, you can even do a darker green.
Yeah,
or
just
black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wallet balance. I wish
I
my
like that.
wallet looked like that.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I like that you can see all of your different options and then edit them right there.
Yeah. Seems really easy, and you can add. I wonder, maybe this is just me not knowing, but what does add coin and add wallet mean? And are they the same thing or different things?
So, and I'm gonna butcher this, right?
Ooh.
But my understanding is that I think you can have different wallets for crypto,
Okay.
and maybe you don't have the same thing
Oh,
in each because it's different logins,
interesting.
and it's
Okay.
a whole ridiculous stream of numbers and letters and all that. So I think that I get that one. The add coin, maybe I'm not 100% following, but I think that's a me thing.
Okay. I mean,
I don't know.
let us know, Adams, if what you mean by add coin and add wallet.
Maybe it's adding more Bitcoin. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that there's a news section in here. That's really, really nice.
This is kind of a Twitter type feed of people that are mentioning the type of cryptocurrency. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Oh, look, this is from Reddit and this is from Twitter.
Oh, so you
That's
can see
kinda
where they
cool.
came from. I
Yeah.
like that. That's cool.
Nice.
Okay, so then trading. That's the wheel.
Ooh,
I like that a
nice.
lot.
I like this.
So what have we got? Exchange, we have send, and we have buy sell. Okay, yeah, that all makes
Cool,
sense.
yeah.
And so my guess would be, and maybe there's an animation, but you could
Yeah.
rotate
Yeah.
over to the next one. I really like that.
Yeah, I like this too. It's really
There's been a lot of apps now that have a plus button in the middle and it gives you two options. But I like this wheel
Yeah,
as
me
all of
too.
yours.
Diana's saying there's different types of coins and the wallet is where you keep track of them all. Thank you, Diane.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Adam
Diane.
says you're right.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Cool. Nice.
Okay, so you can buy and sell.
Cool.
Yeah. I really like
Is
that.
this a normal thing?
Yeah, remember how I was just saying it's
Yeah.
this really ridiculous stream of
Yeah.
letters and numbers. That's what it looks like.
Because for me, from like a content perspective, like seeing
yeah.
this is like, what is this?
Oh,
Or
totally.
maybe it's like normal.
I think that's like this, like that's why people like Bitcoin, because it's
Oh.
not like you're sending it to like a meme. You're sending
yeah.
it to like.
this number.
So like I don't know how I feel about that. You're right from like a content
Yeah.
perspective, but I think that's normal.
Yeah, interesting.
Cool. Oh, and you can. It looks like you can. Oh yeah, so you can just scan your address. So if you don't want to see that really
nice.
long thing, you've got
Oh,
that.
that's good.
That's smart.
Cool. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Yay.
This was awesome.
Great job. Let's look at one more really fast.
Ooh.
I don't know. I kind of maybe we can look at this one.
I'm
since
looking at
we
that
were
one or the
both-
yellow, one or the
yellow
other.
Ooh. Maybe yellow. This is
Okay.
like web, so maybe it's different from the
Diamond.
Ooh, a 404 page.
Ooh. 404 pages are always like a really interesting like thing for me from content,
Yeah.
right? Like it's interesting and I love to see what people come up with for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so pages, project, soon, team page, contact us. Okay, so yeah, this is like a web.
Cool. Looks like coming soon.
Our team, I love that page. That's a really,
That's
really
cool.
cool. Is that on a tablet or is that just a wider like
I
web
know,
screen
maybe it
without
is
like a
tablet.
I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah.
Go back, not found. Something's
Oh.
wrong.
I
Oh,
thought you
sorry.
were telling me to go back. Sorry.
Yeah, Mel, go back. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I like the illustration in there.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I like
I'm
this
trying to figure
backwards
out-
for.
What is it, like a car or something that's on the one side?
It looks
Try-
like a maybe a train. I don't know.
okay.
Like the front of the train or maybe the back of the car. I don't know. I think it could be either.
Yeah. Huh.
Either thing.
Website coming soon.
Nice.
Cool. That subscribe to our email list looks kind of light. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe just go like bump it up a font size or font weight.
Yeah. I would agree.
Knowledge X, learn more. I love that. I don't know what is going on with like the lines and like that gray iPhone over there, but I love it. I just like the colors.
Me too.
Oh, it's a train. Thank you, Adams.
Oh. Yeah.
Just wanted to clarify.
Cool.
That's a good name, your email address. Tell us about the great idea. I like that it's more of like a conversational tone. I wonder if, because you have questions for the first two and a statement for the last three, maybe you make them all questions or all
Yeah.
statements. So maybe it's like, what's your great idea? Or it's like, maybe it's just what's a great idea. So
Yeah.
it's all the same thing. So you're answering questions
Yeah,
rather
I
than like
agree.
filling something in.
Yeah, like keeping it consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I like the strikeout.
That's
and
really
when
cool.
You're hovering over it. That's cool.
That's really, really cool.
Cool.
I like that it's thin too, so it's not taking up like the whole
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Me too. Nice. Cool.
Oh, and look at, you can switch through all the different people.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
This would be cool if you could add like the animation. I would be interested to see how it would look when you hover and like the people for each person would come.
Yeah, and I like that you've got like black for the selected person. The line is a little wider, but maybe you go a little fatter with the line too, like up the stroke
Yeah.
on it, so you can tell that that's where you've landed. Or maybe it changes from like a line to like a circle or
Yeah.
or a diamond or something like that. Just something.
Exactly. Yeah, so
something
when you're
a
like
little
quickly
more
looking
obvious.
at this, you can say, "Oh, this is Adam Smith."
I like that. Username, password, remember me. Yeah.
Cool. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Great
This
job.
is great.
You have some great projects. Thank you for submitting your portfolio, Adams. Yay.
Yeah.
Cool. So we have a couple minutes left. So maybe you can do like a quick recap of what you did and maybe what we can expect tomorrow on
Yeah.
chemistry.
Totally. So, quick overview. So, we're working on a hiking app. So there are tons of apps for avid hikers. For people that just kind of want to get outside, filtering through that list of trail names can be overwhelming. So with all your help, we're creating an app that recommends hikes for users based on their feedback. And the more they use it, the better their recommendations are. So we identified our brand personality today. So we've got friendly but not cheeky, adventurous but not rugged, simple but not conventional, bold but not brash, and welcoming but not laid back. And so we've just been working on some onboarding for this. I think it was hike. What did we land on for the official name?
Trailblazer?
Trailblazer. There we go. So we took all your suggestions, and we're going with Trailblazer now. And so we've been working on sort of an onboarding flow so we can actually like get to know you and get to know what kind of hikes, walks, whatever it might be we can suggest for you. So we're asking how often do you hike? We have like a Melody who'd like to get out more. We have like maybe it's a me, not really, that hikes pretty regularly. And then we have some people that are really outdoorsy. We're kind of asking people to tell us what their hiking needs are, right? Do they need something close to public transit, good for kids, wheelchair accessible? And then we're asking them what they'd like to see. Right now, this is all buttons. I don't think it's going to stay as buttons tomorrow. I think it might be moved to a list, and maybe it's like a multi-select list. So pick as many things as you want. And then we've got what activities do you want to do, which ton of suggestions from everyone in the chat, which has been great. And so then we have this like For You page. So this is sort of going to be your hikes. And then we decided to pick out 3 key pieces of information we think people want to know, right? What's the average time it takes you to hike? What's the distance you're going? And what's your elevation gain? So we'll add in some nice pictures down there. We picked out our navigation and our tab bars. So we've got a For You section, which is this page. We've got an Explore where you can see all the different hikes in the area. If you don't think that your recommendations are right, you can favorite them. And then we've got a profile. And then we've moved over to a details page for this hike. So we've got probably a big picture up here. We talked about maybe adding some of the like good for kids, like wheelchair accessible, dog friendly, that suitability up top in these bubbles. Not sure what that looks like yet. And then we decided to forego these big, long, lengthy descriptions of hikes because we don't really care about that. We just want to know what we're doing and how we can get there. So instead, we've got like the average time and all sorts of fun facts about it.
Yes, I'm excited to see where you take this tomorrow. I think we're going to add some color.
Yeah, we are.
Stuff, so
I'm going to high fidelity.
Yay! A big thank you to everyone in the chat for joining us, and thank you to Brittney. This was amazing and really fun. And it makes me want to go on a hike soon. Yay.
We've inspired Melody.
Yes. Thank you to everyone for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time to do day 2.
All right.
Yay, I'm excited. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.